What is going on, my broskies? My name is Toadskii, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. And in today's video, I'm here to talk about this banner right here, the Worldwide Merge Celebration Treasure Map Sugo-Fest. This is breeding a lot of excitement in the community for a lot of reasons, and obviously the main reason is they're bringing out so many Treasure Map rare recruit characters that we had missed previously in one banner. That is the biggest thing about this banner, and why a lot of people want to do some pulls on it, because these characters are super restrictive and they're not always going to be available, and they're pretty good units as well. But there is something that we need to discuss, and that is the actual structure of the event and the units themselves in a little bit of a deeper mindset, because there is something about these units you guys need to keep in mind. And before the Sugo-Fest starts, I want to let you guys know that pulling on part 1 of the Sugo-Fest might not be the best idea moving forward. So let's jump into the video today. Obviously it starts January 14th 1900 PST, and it goes until the end of the treasure map. And just talking about this, it says that obviously there's a lot of new characters going to be available here. The treasure map rare recruits Zoro, Nami, Sanji, and Brook are only going to be available on part 2 of the banner. This is why this banner is potentially not as good as what we initially had thought. The fact that they're restricting some of these treasure map rare recruit characters into very certain parts is what I want to convey to you guys before you pull on a part that you don't want to pull, or you think you're going to get a certain unit on one part when they're actually not available. So keep that in mind, that the Zoro, Nami, Sanji, and Brook are only going to be available on part 2. So we're going to go over to the database right here and just have a brief look at them. And the thing is why I wanted to talk about this, is that these characters, these 4, the Zoro, Sanji, Nami, and Brook, are only pullable on this part of the Sugo-Fest forever, until, you know, maybe a limited banner comes out in like a year's time, right? Who knows? But the thing is that these characters are only available here, whereas some other characters on this banner that are debuting are actually available on all Sugo-Fest, all treasure map Sugo-Fest moving forward. So the big reason why this Zoro is one that you'd probably want to get, obviously it's one of those units that are very restrictive. He's got actually a pretty decent special, but his support allows you to reduce 1 turn of despair and 1 turn of barrier attaching to Luffy and Kinemon. It's very unique. And then you got Sanji. Sanji's got an okay special as well, but then his support effect attaching to Nami and Kinemon, when they use their special, reduces resilience by 1, but a 1-turn ore block. The fact that you can get an ore block on any Nami and Kinemon moving forward is incredibly valuable. I think this is the one I want the most, because ore blocking supports are so good. We've also got this Nami. Now this Nami has a terrible support, but her special's really good, being able to resist special bind and special reverse. She does cooldown, she gets rid of special bind, but also bind and burn, and gives you a bit of recovery for 3 turns, like a very good special ability. She's also free spirit, so great synergy with some of the best units in the game. Also a striker, synergizes well with the Roger and Newgate character. And then we've got Brook to finish this one off, slash a free spirit with a special that is okay. It does some orb change, damage reduction, color affinity, nothing amazing, and also like doesn't have a great support either. I mean, adjacent slots matching might be useful in some scenarios, but like this guy's probably the worst of these 4 here, and that's what I'm saying. These characters are only pullable on part 2 of the Sugo-Fest. Now it further says that the treasure map rare recruit Denjiro, Kinemon, and Otsuru are only pullable on part 3 of the Sugo-Fest. So those characters are the ones that came out with Hyogoro treasure map, and we'll just briefly go through these guys. So Kinemon, as we said, only pullable on part 3. His special ability is okay. I mean, attack boost and gets rid of the chain multiply limit and does a bit of damage. The support effect, unfortunately, is a little bit lame, so not very good there. Denjiro is the highlight unit for part 3, though. His special ability is fine. It's not really why you use him. His support is so good, attaching to Kinemon and Odin, and if they use their special, it does a health cut for 3 turns at the end of the turn. So you use this to get around enemy resilience buffs. Very unique, and then the fact that Kozuki Odin is getting another support is obviously very valuable. So I think that Denjiro is easily the best unit you want to pull there, and Otsuru unfortunately isn't very good. Special ability is a bit lame, and then the support effect, I mean, the -1 cooldown to the unit is interesting. The all beneficial thing is whatever, but and again, another Kozuki Odin support, you can't really go wrong there. So those units only pullable on part 3. The Straw Hats are only on part 2. But then you've got the other ones, right? You've got the ones with the Caesar and the Ivankov, and then you've got Lucci and Enel, and you have Karasu and Morley. The thing about these treasure map rare recruit characters is that they are going to be pullable on multiple different parts of the Sugo-Fest, but also are going to be available on every treasure map Sugo-Fest moving forward. The treasure map rare recruits that debut with TM Legends, so the Mugiwara 56 Straw Hats, we have the Karasu and Morley who debuted with Halloween Koala, Lucci and Enel with Crocodile, and now Caesar and Ivankov with Bon Clay. These are pullable on every treasure map Sugo-Fest moving forward. So that's what you have to keep in mind, because when we have a look at part 1, it said that on part 1 you are able to get the Caesar and the Ivankov on all the parts, and then for part 1 you've got Enel, Lucci, Morley and Karasu. Remember, these are the ones that are pullable on every treasure map Sugo-Fest moving forward. So part 1 isn't actually worthwhile. Part 2 though, you've got the Straw Hats, but then also Lucci and Enel are also pullable on part 2. So why would you even think of pulling on part 1? There just isn't a reason to do it. And then you've got part 3, which has the Otsuru, Denjiro, and Kinemon, but then also the Halloween, Morley, and Karasu are also pullable on part 3. So that's what I wanted to convey to you guys in this video, is the fact that part 1, you should definitely avoid it. Look, if you are pulling at all, some people are choosing not to pull on this Sugo-Fest, and I completely understand. But if you are deciding to pull, part 2 is easily the best part in my opinion, because I feel like you get the most value out of these units, because almost all of these characters are usable, and then Lucci and Enel are awesome, and you know, they are going to be pullable on all the parts, but you know, you get another chance at just these brand new debut characters. And also remember that the Ivankov and Caesar are pullable on all the parts as well. And also something to note is that the Bon Clay, Crocodile and Koala are pullable on all parts of the Sugo-Fest, so you don't need to worry about waiting for certain units to appear, because those 3 highlighted legends are going to be on all the parts. Unfortunately, the Mugiwara 56 Sanji is only on part 1, so you know, you take that as you will, but obviously the debut ones are the ones that a lot of people are excited about, and they are pullable on each part of the Sugo-Fest. And then shout out to my man Captain Pappy for creating this little infographic, giving us a bit more information about what legends are available on what part. So for part 1 here, which is the part that I would suggest avoiding, really. Let's see what it actually has. It has the 2 superclass units. Well, actually all 3 of the superclass units are here, so that's pretty cool. Germa, Wano Law is really good, and then, you know, a couple of units to round it out. For part 2, which is the part that I am personally going to be pulling on, it does have Robert and Jinbei, which is another legend that I am personally missing. Whitebeard Shanks is awesome, Bonnie is great, and then you got another couple characters just to round it out. And then for part 3, Nami Usopp, Ulti Page 1, Marco. For some reason, Ulti Page 1 is here again. That might be a little bit of an error on his behalf. Also, Sober Mask is really good still if you don't have him. Super type, should I say. Katakuri as well. So, take it as you will. I think part 2 is the best part, just because you see these characters on the banner artwork itself. These are the ones that are guaranteed, along with any of these other units on multis 2, 3, and 4 on the banner. You're guaranteed to get one of the banner units. So why would you go for part 1 when these characters are pullable not only on other parts, but other treasure map Sugo-Fest moving forward? Just doesn't make sense, right? Something else to note about the upcoming treasure map versus Tashigi, we now have full confirmation on how we get the last 2 Kozuki Odin Super Evolution skulls. You get one of them at 1.5 million points, and you get the other one at 3 million points. So that's not too bad at all. 3 million points, I know it's going to be kind of difficult for people to get, but if you do have, you know, the other characters that debuted, like the Rojo Newgate or the Mugiwara characters, those characters are relatively higher boosted in this event, so team building shouldn't be as difficult. I haven't actually had a look at the boss information yet, and do expect there to be a treasure map preparation video coming. I just have to have a look through all the boss information and build teams for that. And of course, when I do my treasure map pulls, we'll be able to, you know, build teams around that, so definitely look forward to it. But that is pretty much all the information that I wanted to let you guys know today about this actual Sugo-Fest, and part 1 actually being not as good as what we had initially thought, because if all of the treasure map rare recruits were pullable on all of the parts, then it really, you know, is up to you in terms of where you want to pull. But the fact that they are restricting these characters to certain parts, part 2 is easily the best part, and that's what I would suggest you guys to be pulling on if you do decide to pull on the treasure map Sugo-Fest. But that is going to conclude this video today. Thank you very much for watching, and if you guys did enjoy the video, make sure to go ahead and leave a like, and if you want to stay up to date with all of the content that I post on my channel, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. But on that, guys, I will see you guys within the next video.